Hello everyone, welcome to Little Light and Thread. I'm going to attempt to answer all of these 10 questions for BookTube Newbie Tag, and we'll see where we go. Thanks for being here. So the first question, I have my little cheat sheet here. Why did you start this channel? Well, my youngest daughter and I, Emily, decided to start this channel because we created a new brand called Little Light and Thread, and we decided that because of everything going on in this world at the moment and so much upheaval it seems like, we wanted to create something positive, comfortable, cozy, homey, conversational, sort of a community of folks. And one of the things in my family that we've done since I can remember, since a kid, is that we all love to read and we all love books. I started when I was really young, so here we are today. Now my two daughters, they're avid readers, and we all share different books together and talk about them and so on and so forth. So it's one of the reasons I thought maybe what we have, we'd like to share with other people. Number 2, what are some of the fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? Well, like I was saying, we have a lot of creative projects that we do. Emily's a candle maker and I'm a sewist, and we both have a lot of life experience, although probably some of us who are older have a little bit more. But here we are, and some of the books that we've read over time have really been helpful and help us realize we're not alone in different things that have happened over the years, whether it's grief or dealing with family traumas or relationships, that sort of thing. So I feel like what we bring is a multi-generational kind of concept to books and reading and all things that, we can learn together, build a community around. Okay, number 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? I'm most excited to connect with other readers and folks who enjoy the same kind of genre and the same type of reading styles that we like. We like good literary fiction. We enjoy the classics. We enjoy some new fiction. And of course, we enjoy children's picture books very much. Why do we love reading? I think reading, as many people have said before me, transposes us into someone else's world, even for a short time. Some of the prose and the things that are written in the classics and such have a different context than something we see today, perhaps, and it kind of takes us back in time to say, boy, these folks live just with the same ideas of family and relationship and experiences as we do today, but they have maybe some different ways of saying or talking to each other or dealing with certain situations. But we find it kind of fascinating to see those types of things or read those kind of things. Number 5, you will see from time to time, actually, before we continue, this is Ella. She joins me with everything. She's my Velcro dog, and she's been my best friend for about 4 years now. So here she is, joining us. Hi, Ella. What book or series got you into reading? I think that for me personally, when I was a child, so my father was an English and linguistics teacher for high school students, and then later became administrator in public high schools. And I think from early on, he instilled a love for books and art and those types of things with us kids. I have 2 younger brothers. I think we all belong to like a book of a month club and like that. And now we're talking, this was 60s and 70s. So I have fond memories and cherished many of these children's books, and later on, like early readers and things, nonfiction, fiction books, that kind of thing that we enjoyed when we were middle school, high school age. And I think because he was an avid reader, I think that maybe that rubbed off on me as well. I have had different times in my life where I haven't been able to read as much, raising children, building a career. And now that I'm retired, it's one of these things where I'm getting back into my roots of rereading some old stories and finding new ones and just really enjoying it. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? I think, okay, so for a few years I've been watching many booktubers and realized that some I relate to more than others, of course, because of either their personalities or their genres that they like to read. But I always wonder, how are they managing everything? So we're soon to find out, because this is one of the first videos that I've created. How do we schedule in timing for posting, and when's the best times to post, and should we do regular times every week, and that kind of thing. I often see booktubers also doing these huge hauls, and I wonder, are you reading all these books? So that's a question I might have. Number 7, what challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think I'm an introvert, and so it's difficult for me to put myself out there like I'm doing. I think I am not sure about editing videos, so I think in the beginning of our journey with this BookTube or YouTube idea will take some learning. It'll take some time to polish, and I'm okay with that. I feel, when did you start reading? I think this was going back to some of the earlier questions about the reading history, early influences, and having the influence from my father, and also instilling the love for books in my daughters as they were growing up, has just continued with me. And now that I'm retired from working, I find I have more time to read or reread some of the things that I did years ago. Where do you read? Well, I'm sitting in a loft area in the upstairs of my home, and this is where I have most of my books. These are some of them, and there's some on every wall here. Sometime eventually I will excuse me, put maybe out a video of all the different areas where we have books. I also enjoy reading at nighttime before I go to sleep. I also have a spot downstairs in the living room where I sit in the corner and read if it's late or night, or sometimes, frankly, the middle of the night. What kinds of books do you like to read? I honestly have evolved, I think, in my tastes over time. At this point in my life, I really enjoy some cozy fiction, some classics. I am just finishing Jane Eyre again. I enjoy loving rereading some of the like Anne of Green Gables and Heidi and Little Women, which is my favorite book of all time. But I also mix it up with more modern fiction. Right now I'm reading My Friends by Frederick Bachman. And let's see, I just have read West with Giraffes a few months ago, and The Bookwomen of Troublesome Creek, Last Paris Bookshop. So it's just a variety of feel-good books, or people that have had to overcome changes in their life and remake their lives, that sort of thing, which is something I've had to do because of different things that have happened over the last few years, but we'll talk about that in another time. I also like reading some faith-based books. We have just recently been involved in a small church where I just moved to, and it's a very nice community of like-minded people, very open-minded, and they have classes for all kinds of people to learn or relearn about their faith and discover what their spirituality is and that sort of thing. Anyways, I'm very glad that you are here. I'm happy to be part of the BookTube community. I feel like I'm looking very much forward to hearing recommendations from others, and so is Ella, and figuring out where we go from here. How this channel evolves, it'll be fun to see. Sometimes we just don't know what we don't know, and that's okay. But thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.